How's everybody doing? We are back with another NBA 2K20 sim. This time we're going to be seeing who's the best backcourt out of these four pairings. This question was asked from at the NBA Central on Twitter. Answers have been diverse, but the majority thinks that the pairing of Dame and Roy is the best out of the four. I beg to differ. I think AI and Simmons would take it, but let's see how it goes on NBA 2K20. As you can see on the screen right now, you can see the pairings. We have Dame Lillard and Brandon Roy representing the Portland Trail Blazers. We have AI and Ben Simmons from the Philadelphia 76ers. Devin Booker and Steve Nash from the Phoenix Suns. And lastly, Derrick Rose and Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls. The numbers on the side is the combined overall of each duo, all in their primes, which means I just chose the best version of each player inside the game. This is a round robin tournament in blacktop mode. First team to reach 11 points wins the game. The team that has the higher overall will start with the ball. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Our first match for the day, we have Roy and Lillard going against Rose and Lavine. Roy starts with the ball, goes inside, he's got the first point of the game. Lavine passes to Rose with a two-pointer and hits it. Lillard attacks the basket, misses. Rebounded by Rose but loses it. Lillard gets it back to tie it up. Rose slides past Lillard for the sweet dunk. Lillard uses the screen, tough shot with a hand on his face, perfect release. Rose misses, board by Lillard, loses it. Lavine gets it back, pass to Rose for the easy layup. Lavine again goes inside, tough shot. Roy spins, gets him right back. Rose for the easy layup. He puts him up by 2. Lillard step back J, misses. Roy with the board and puts it back. Roy again goes inside, ties it up at 6. Lavine uses the screen, tough shot. Roy again, perfect release, and he's got his takeover badge. All tied up at 7. Roy fakes, spins, and goes inside with a teardrop. He gives them the lead by 1, but Rose with a perfect release gets it back, all tied up again. Lillard step back J, perfect release. They're up by 1. Rose misses. Roy gets the board and attacks the basket, perfect release. Game point. But Rose changes direction mid-air. They're down by 1, but Dame. Dame time. Dame step back J for the win. Let's see the box score. Rose with 7 points, 2 rebounds. Same with Roy, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Only misses 1 shot, but Lillard wins the game. Our next matchup, we got Simmons and AI with a combined overall of 185 going against Nash and Booker with a combined overall of 182. Simmons starts with the ball, attacks the basket, but loses the ball. Nash is there to lay it in. He's got the first point of the game. AI uses the screen and goes inside for the sweet dunk. We're all tied up at 1. Nash leaves Simmons behind, perfect release. They're up by 1. AI being guarded by Booker. AI leaves him behind for the easy layup. They're all tied up at 2. AI again. Bad move from Nash. AI took advantage. Nash attacks the basketball, loses the ball, somehow gets it back and then lays it in. They're all tied up at 3. AI with a sweet dish to Simmons and he lays it in. They're up by 1. Booker with a nice spin move. Teardrop, he ties it up at 4. Simmons hop steps, lays it in. They're up by 1. AI again to Simmons. Simmons got his takeover badge. Booker answers back. They're only down by 1. AI goes inside. Tough shot. They're up by 2. AI again passes to Simmons. Post move, perfect release. They're up by 3. They're slowly pulling away. But Nash answers back with a nice spin move. They're down by 2. Simmons again inside, relentless. They're up by 3. Booker almost loses it. Tough shot, misses. AI is there for the board. AI with a hand on his face. Game point. He has his takeover badge. Nash goes inside but stolen by AI for the dunk and the game. Let's go see the box score. We got Nash with 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, 50% from the field. Iverson in the meantime 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 out of 10 from the field. After our first round of matchups, we got our Portland and Philly duos getting their first wins. Let's see how our second round of matchups go. Next up, we got Booker and Nash with a combined overall of 182 going against Lillard and Roy. Combined overall of 185. Nash with the board. Passes to Booker for an early 2-pointer and hits it. Booker again hits it. He's got the first 3 points of the game, but Lillard answers back with a tough shot. Nash inside again. He puts them up by 4. Roy gets his first point of the game. They're down by 3. Nash with a sweep dime to Booker. They're up by 4 again. Lillard loses it but gets it back for the perfect release. They're up, down by 3. Nash, tough shot inside. Lillard goes for the sweet dunk. They're down by 3. Lillard goes for the 2, misses, gets his own board, and settles for a mid-range jumper. Perfect release. Booker down low, spins, hits it. He has now his takeover badge, but Roy answers back. Nash, step back J, up by 3. Lillard answers back, misses, gets his own board again, puts it back. He's not quitting, but Nash all the way to the cup. Game point. Lillard again misses but gets his own board. But Booker wins the game with a mid-range jumper. Let's look at the box score. We got Damian Lillard. Got 6 points, 5 rebounds, 6 out of 10 from the field. And Booker, 6 points. Only misses 1 shot, 5 out of 6. And wins the game. Our fourth match for the day, we got Lavine and Rose going against AI and Simmons. Simmons has the height advantage there. Simmons starts it off with a dunk. He's got the first point of the game. AI spins. Tough shot. They're up by 2. Rose goes right back at him with a floater. AI step back J. They're up by 2. Rose frees himself up and puts Simmons in a poster. Lavine with a putback, tied up at 3. Rose goes inside, perfect release. AI passes to Simmons, backing down, uses the height advantage, perfect release, tied up at 4, but Lavine answers back. AI uses the screen, through traffic, all tied up at 5. Simmons with a dunk. They're up by 1. AI with a dunk. They're up by 2. Rose answers right back with a smooth layup. AI, perfect release. He's got his takeover badge. Again, smooth layup. They're up by 3. They're piling it on, but Rose through traffic. He's got his own takeover badge as well. With the dunk. They're down by 1. Simmons powers over Rose. Hook shot. Rose loses it. Gets it back for the lay-in. They're down by 1. But Rose spinning jump shot. He ties it at 10. Rose attacks the basket, spins, lays it in. They're up by 1. Game point. Rose attacks the basket and dunks again on Simmons. We got a box score over here. Let's go to the next match. And we're back with my shoddy visual. After our second round of matchups, we got it all tied up between these 4 teams. It's a tight contest. For sure there's going to be a tiebreaker at the end. Let's see how it goes on our third set of matchups. Our next matchup, we got our Philly and Portland duos. These 2 teams have the highest overall out of the 4 teams that we have. They're at 185. Let's see how it goes. AI starts it off with a dunk. AI with a sweet dime to Simmons. They're up by 2. AI again passes to Simmons for the mid-range jumper. It's 3-0. But Lillard almost loses it but gets it back. He's got the first point for their team. AI misses but gets his own board. Puts it right back in. They're up by 3. Lillard attacks the rack. Perfect release. Lillard with the board tries for a 2-pointer. Perfect release. He ties it all up at 4. AI with a spin move. Lays it in. AI with a takeover badge right now. Mid-range jumper. Perfect release. They're up by 2. Roy gets his first points of the game. They're only down by 1. But AI answers right back. Perfect release. Roy back and forth. AI still has his takeover badge. Lays it in. They're up by 2. Roy attacks the basket and hits it, but AI is there for the layup. Lillard gets his own dunk. We're nearing the end here. AI with an alley-oop to Ben Simmons, who now has his takeover badge. Lillard frees himself up with a behind-the-back slam, but Ben Simmons finishes it up with a hook shot. Here's the box score. AI 4 assists. Lillard 6 points, 2 rebounds, a steal. Sadly, they lose this one. Our next matchup, we got our Chicago duo going against our Suns duo. These 2 pairs have the lowest combined overall out of our 4 teams. Let's see how it goes. Nash starts with the ball with a teardrop. He's got the first point of the game. Lavine uses the screen, attacks the rack. Perfect release. Tied up at 1. Booker, perfect release inside. They're up by 1, but Rose answers back, dragging the ball to the hoop. Rose again with the big dunk. They're up by 1. Nash lays it in. Perfect release. Rose loses it. Booker gets it with a mid-range jumper. He puts them up by 1. Rose attacks the paint with another big dunk. Booker with a dunk of his own, back and forth. Rose inside, all tied up at 5. Nash frees himself up with a layup. Rose with another dunk, all tied up at 6. Nash again inside. Good defense by Rose. Rose step back J, hits it, all tied up at 7. Rose got his takeover badge, lays it in. Rose D's up, but Nash perfect release, all tied up at 8. Rose with a layup. Booker step back J, all tied up at 9. Is going down the wire, but Lavine answers back with a big dunk. Booker with a teardrop, all tied up at 10. Rose with a facial on Nash, but Nash answers back with a jumper, all tied up at 11. Nash misses. Rose passes to Lavine for the win. Perfect release. Let's go to the box scores. Nash got 6 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. And Rose 9 points, 7 rebounds. Only misses 1 shot. And we're back with my shoddy visual. After our third round of matchups, we got our Philly and Chicago teams leading the pack, while our Portland and Suns teams have fallen off their tracks. Last time our top 2 teams met, Rose gave the game-winning dunk on Simmons. Let's see how it goes on our final match for the day. Our final match for the day, we got Philly going against Chicago. Round 2, here we go. Simmons starts it off with a jumper, nice and easy. He's got the first point of the game. Rose attacks the rack, all tied up at 1. Rose again attacking the paint, perfect release. AI answers right back, all tied up at 2. AI settles for a jumper, misses, but Simmons is right there for the putback. Rose hop steps, all tied up at 3. Rose again passes to Lavine for the nice dunk. AI fading away, all tied up at 4. Rose with a dunk, puts his head under the ring right there. They're up by 1, but AI with a floater ties it up at 5. AI spins, puts up a prayer, and hits it. He gives them the lead by 2. AI with the interception goes all the way to the cup. Perfect release. But Rose answers right back. They're only down by 2. AI attacking the paint again and again and again. Rose dunking on Simmons again and again and again. Rose steals it from AI with a dunk. He's got his takeover badge. Simmons with a hook shot. Game point. Simmons passes to AI inside for the dunk and the game. And there you go. We got our answer. AI with 8 points, 2 steals, 2 assists. And on the other side, we got Rose, 7 points. Lavine with just a point. Thank you for sticking till the end. Just to recap, we got AI and Simmons beating all the other 3 teams. They got a record of 3-1, only losing to Rose and Lavine. But they had the final say. They beat them in the tiebreaker and final match. Thank you for watching again. Stay safe.